Hey, it's Eric, and I just went through week one of documenting my Spanish journey and my lessons. Um, and it sucked. It did not go as planned. But I have a new plan. So, what went wrong? Well, I think my lessons, I'm not giving enough time for my lessons. Videos are 30 minutes plus exercises. I thought I could do it in about 30 minutes in the morning, so I don't think I'm giving myself enough time. So basically, I need to wake up earlier. And doing one a day is not feasible. Um it just is not. And then trying to go over my language island, which I wrote out and translated but did not study, um is way too much on top of doing flashcards. So, I have a new plan, and week 2 is going to be about my new plan. So, um, one thing on the language island, I did write it out, and it was like a page long. It is about my day, what I do for a living, some details that I go through about my pay structure. I just basically tried to write as much as possible with as much detail as I could, and it was a full page, and I translated it through ChatGPT, and yeah, it's way too long. So I need to break it up into paragraphs. So that's basically what went wrong. Just I kind of overextended myself. But that's good. That's why I'm doing this. So I can make mistakes and I can learn from my mistakes, and I can become more effective and more efficient at learning Spanish. What went right? Well, I found this channel on YouTube called Spanish with Liliana, and she has some great videos that are perfect for me listening to in my truck while I drive around. So I did listen to a lot of the videos, just trying to see what she had on there. So, but it's just videos of her like 15 useful phrases, or 15 or 12 or 10 useful sentence structures, and then her making sentences with those structures. So using the sentence structure acabar de plus infinitive, meaning we just. So I would say acabo de comer, I just ate. Acabamos de comer, we just ate. Acabamos de salir, we just left. So that was one of the Spanish sentence structures, but she would list like 5 or 10, and then say it twice in Spanish, once in English, and then once in Spanish again. And I would repeat with her. So instead of I listened to a bunch of them just trying to see what was out there, like I said. But I've got it condensed down to about 3 of her videos, which entail about 45 minutes, that I can continually listen throughout the day, which I think is going to be a very big help, especially since most of them say them in Spanish twice, then English, and then Spanish again. Like I said, great practice. I also got the chance to, usually when I run into somebody in a restaurant, which is, again, what I do for a living, I sell beer to restaurants. I usually say, hola, buenos dias, ¿cómo estás? Or when I'm leaving, I say, buen día, adios. But this week, I tried something a little bit different. I tried ¿qué tal? I would go up and say, buenos dias, ¿qué tal? And just to see if I could elicit any other response. And some people did. I mean, my usual people that, give me the niceties back and everything and smile and, ask how I am. One of them remarked, she went off in Spanish about how it was going, and I think she was complaining about another manager. Well, I know she was because she told me in English afterwards, but she said it in Spanish, and I was like, whoa. I was kind of taken aback, and I was like, oh, perdón, más despacio, por favor. And, so that was something else that I tried, which was good, which is, kind of getting out of my comfort zone. So one lady just kind of ignored me and just said, when are they, whatever. She might have been in a bad mood, but that's fine, even though I see her every single week. so those were a couple things that went good, and I'm gonna try something else. This week I'm gonna ask people how their weekend was. So I'm gonna ask them, "Cómo te fue el fin de semana?" They'll probably say, you know, um, "Estaba trabajando," or something like that. I was working, or something, because I asked at one place last week, and that's what they said. I don't know if they said estaba or um, era, or what there was, but it was in the past tense that I recognized it just from listening. But so, anyways, those are some good things. So, what am I going to do moving forward though this next week? So the lessons that I went through last week were learning about gustar, me gusta, te gusta, le gusta, me gustan when you're talking about plural things. Me gustan los perros. I like dogs. Me gusta, me gusta el gato. Well, me gustan los gatos, pero no me gustan los perros. Just saying, like, using gustan. It's kind of it was kind of interesting learning about, like, there's verbs. Gustar is not conjugated like other verbs. We say it like in English, like I like, but in Spanish means it pleases me. The object that you were talking about pleases you. That's why we use gusta and gustan and not gusto, conjugating como, like I eat. It's not like I like, it's that thing pleases me. So I also learned how to, say things like the lesson was about, people don't like this. No, a mí no gusta. See, this is where I need to review, because I'm already forgetting. But then I also learned about irregular verbs, that are not conjugated, like normal verbs. That was the lesson that I just went through, and then telling time as well was another lesson that I went through. So saying "son las dos," it's 2 o'clock. Es la una, or is if you're talking about 1 o'clock. That was another lesson that I went through. So what I'm gonna do this week, I think, since the lessons were too long and I didn't have enough time, or I didn't make enough time, I should say, I'm going to do a lesson every other day. So I did one today. Tomorrow, Monday morning, I will get up and I will do paragraph of Language Island, and I will do flashcards as well. I will review flashcards. So specifically, I will be reviewing question flashcards. So I have questions, like written down, like of some stuff that I would like to know, like ¿a qué te dedicas? Like, what do you do for a living? Ya vienes? Are you coming? De dónde eres? Where are you from? What's another one? ¿A dónde vas? Where are you going? De dónde vienes? Where are you coming from? Just there's various other questions that I have too. I got about that thick of flashcards that I've written down. And what I do is I will look at the English side, and then I will try to say what it is in Spanish. So I will look at the English, say, "Are you?" and then try to repeat what it is in Spanish. So recall in Spanish. So look at it in English, recall in Spanish. I think that is the most effective way to memorize it. So I will be doing flashcards and Language Island every other day. And I'm gonna break up the Language Island by just a paragraph. So, and do just a paragraph a week. I am also going to record myself tomorrow doing the Language Island, which will take a little bit of extra time, and practice listening to it as well, since I don't want to pay for somebody to, like, I guess, translate it or put it into an app so I can hear somebody's voice. I'll just use mine for now, because I don't want to pay for something like that. So I think that's about it. Week one, it was hard, but this is what it's about, is doing it and it not going so well, and learning and trying to do better the next time. So, but I am learning, I am making progress, and that's what I'm here for. That's what this is all about. So anyways, if you do have any suggestions of good AI that I can plug it into, that I can plug my stuff into and listen here, that I can listen to in the truck, my own language islands, I would greatly appreciate it. Anyways, I'm planning on making another video about my language island specifically. So maybe next week I'll put that out. But anyways, if you want to follow along with me, subscribe and, and I'll give more details next week on my actual lessons and everything and what we went through again. So thank you.